You know, I see a lot of men these days, we call them gamma males, these little ankle biters. They're like, you're crazy, your wife's gonna leave you any minute, you fucking psycho, you lost everything, everyone thinks you're pathetic. You used to be on TV shows and now you're like in the woods. And I'm like, my wife's never loved me more because I serve God and then she serves me and children.
I bet his wife's gonna leave him in like one day.
Here's the problem most men have is they're like, yeah, the male should lead, the woman should follow, which is true, but they don't lead. They just bitch. Like, because the patriarchy goes to God. Like, you gotta follow something bigger than yourself or else women won't follow you. Yeah, and there's no handsomeness or wealth, that's all a myth. If you're chasing bullshit, women will smell it and they'll fuck a pool boy even if you don't have a pool. I think I just broke my keyboard. I literally just broke my keyboard.
Hey, I'm Gamma Male Benjamin. Gamma Male Benjamin. Hey, I'm Gamma Male.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Yeah, that's right, I'm the man.
Sweet.
Yeah, secretly the king. I'm coming as we speak. The valet was a dick to me. Joke's on him. I came.
Some people had some issue with Owen coming here tonight, but I believe that as men, we shouldn't run away from anything. We may not always...
I deserve those claps.
Owen Benjamin.
There you. All right, thanks, buddy.
Oh my God, he's not even really tall in real life.
No one's having more fun than us. Yeah, I love that we're at a men's conference. Back in my day, it was just called a conference. Now I guess you have to specify.
Oh my God, he's drunk. Of course he's drunk.
Yeah, something about the bubonic plague. I'm like, before I could get on the airplane today, I had to get my shots for bubonic plague. I guess that's come back. Is that funny or just sad? Yeah, I live in Washington State, so it's basically District 12, so it's always good to come down to the Capitol and see how the bubonic plague is coming for you fellas.
I hope he gets the bubonic plague and his mom and his dad.
Jesse Lee asked me to do this, and Jesse has gratitude for fathers, and he's like, we're gonna remind men to be fathers, and I'm like, I'm in. He's like, amazing, and then that's why I really knew, because no one had ever said that I was amazing before. And I was like, it felt so good. I was like, I went to my wife, I'm like, baby, Jesse thinks I'm amazing. And she's like, and then I realized he fucking says that about everything.
He's spiraling, look at him, out of control, full spiral, meltdown.
It taught me something about life, be amazed. Why not? You know, it's like, just be amazed. That's what's happening a lot I see with people. People are spiraling about stuff that aren't real problems.
I can't wait to hit your comment section later. I'm gonna go on your live chat later and just spiral. I'll show you who the king is.
You know, like he was talking about how people have a problem with me. It's like, just say, like, what? What did he say? And they're like, well, you know him. It's like, what? It's like, you know what he says. It's like, no, you're just upset. You know? Like people, that's the thing you gotta understand about men. Like next time you're a man and you feel something like, I'm gonna get kicked off YouTube, it's like, make life with your dick. Like that's what men do. Like we don't care about Snapchat. You make life, you know, and then the life cries at night. You don't sleep as much. You get a little cranky. Maybe you make fun of Jews a little too hard.
Hey man, I've been a big fan for a long time, but this is way too far. For real.
I don't think I'm gonna go with the Jews tonight. I'll read the crowd. Because it's about men, so it'd be more about me if I was going with the Jews. I just make fun of everybody, because if I don't make fun of everybody, then everyone else can be pissed off at me. That's my theory. That's why people are like, you can't make fun of these people. I'm like, where the hell were you guys when I had the song That Nigger Stole My Bike? You were fine with that. You know? That's where it makes or breaks human beings, is when it's like, okay, don't say this for the money or something, and you're like, but then I'm not as good. And that's when people submit to the malaise, the banality of evil. It's a lot less sexy than people think. You don't get a devil asking you for a signature. You literally just get notes from above. You know, it's like, don't make fun of Caitlyn Jenner. It's like, oh, the dude who says he's a chick who just killed a lady? At that point, you're owned. I never know. Caitlyn Jenner's a fucking dude.
Women don't respect you if you don't serve truth. Like what happened to me with comedy? I had 2 Comedy Central specials. I was painted on the wall at the Improv, and then shit started getting a little wacky where I couldn't make fun of Caitlyn Jenner. You know, they're like, Woman of the Year. I'm like, hasn't even been a woman for a full year. Is that?
I could rewrite that joke way better. Let me know if you want to hang out after. I'll improve the joke. You totally butchered it, but I get it. Hey, I'm a big fan, but you butcher your jokes. I get it, though. You want help? I love you.
Women don't want to be worshipped. It makes them uncomfortable. You know, then they freak out and don't know what to do, and they start a bunch of like coalitions and pride parades and shit. You know, they want you to just speak the truth, even if you lose your, you know, people are like, I might lose my YouTube. I'm like, bitch, I've been kicked off PayPal.
This guy doesn't understand women. All women want is money when they live stream.
I'm gonna do the whole bit about how everything you need to know about men and women is from Spanish. It's like I'm trying to impress my Mexican buddies. I was like, El Luna. I'm like, La Luna. I'm like, why La? They're like, it means duh. What does that mean, duh? Have you heard this bit?
I learned a lot living in LA because I tried to learn Spanish to, you know, to fit in with the majority population down here. And I was trying to impress my Mexican buddies, and I was like, we're looking at the moon, and I was like, El Luna. You know, like I was fitting in, and he was like, La Luna. I'm like, what does La mean? He was like, the. I was like, so what did El mean? He's like, the. But don't you understand? I'm like, what does that mean? He's like, the moon has a pussy, you know? Because La is feminine. La Luna, that's feminine. El is masculine. So I'm looking at this moon, and my whole life it's just been the moon. And now I know it's a woman, and I'm like, wait a minute, that actually makes sense. It's got a 28-day cycle. Literally, wolves just instinctively howl at it. They're like, woo. You know, it needs space, but it's always hanging out, always watching. You don't always know she's there, but she's there. You know, our government spent, like 4 guys spent trillions of dollars to plant a flag in it and bail and never go back. Allegedly!
I can't believe this guy doesn't think we went to the moon. He's not even an American.
You think we went to the moon? It doesn't matter. You have a right to ask it. That's the whole point. I don't give a fuck. You know, the whole point is I get to question how they got a signal and I can't. That's what it is. They want you cucked. And it doesn't matter what your fucking opinion is, but if it goes against like, oh good, they're like, oh my God, he's big. The left has bigot, racist, homophobe. What does the right have? It's like conspiracy theorist, that's something like, blah, blah, blah. It's just nonsense bullshit. That's why I love Jesse for that, man. It's because there's pressure on people to keep people away that have masculine energy. It's about masculine. All the spaces that were masculine are being infringed upon to the point where even the UFC, it's like, this trans fighter is gonna suck Joe Rogan's dick, and I'm like, this was just men fighting.
And then you start realizing that someone's like, you could go to jail. And I'm like, jail? That's a male space. We're just working out, high-fiving, getting fun tattoos. You know? A place where race really means something.
It's just men just hanging out and reading books and lifting weights. You know, like at college campuses now, it's like, anything that men do, it's like, okay, now it has to be with trans people. It's like, not prison. You don't have to cut your dick off. I mean, someone may rape you, but...
As soon as this is over, I'm going to kill this guy. I want to drown him like a puppy.
You want a real-life demonstration of what being a man is? Yeah. It's flying here and flying home the same night, even though I even got myself a room because I don't want to be away from my family. You know, all these sitcoms and bullshit, thank you, that act like men are always trying to avoid their family. No, we don't want our areas feminized. Like, this is great. But, like, I love being with my family. I love milking the goats and, you know, seeing my son and all that stuff. I don't want to be away from them, especially in fucking Babylon down here.
My mom's basement is better than your farm, embarrassment.
All right, let's take a few questions, then I got to get on the plane. What do you got back there?
Big Bear, can people still make good entertainment
Yeah.
here in Los Angeles
Yes.
without giving over to Babylon?
Yes, you just can't do it with you can't be paid a lot of money for it. Like, they don't define Los Angeles. That's the beauty of it. It's like you and your buddies can make whatever you want. You know? Like, when people always say that to me, like, comedy's dead. Comedy's dead. I'm like, what are you watching, Netflix? Susan Rice is on that board. Like that, like there's some fucking real bad people in the Netflix is straight up programming. 13 Reasons. It's all about suicide for kids. Suicide for kids is skyrocketing, and everyone's like, just make sure you get the measles shot. There was a death 20 years ago. I'm like, dude, 13 Reasons Why is telling kids to kill themselves. They're like, but I can't be around because I make fun of small hats. What the fuck is going on? It's just like, makes no sense. It's know thyself. I will give you this piece of advice though. Don't do jokes about a group if you actually do hate them. That's why I can do it. It's because I'm not motivated. And it weirds people out when they realize that about me. Because sometimes people get in and be like, oh yeah, you get it. I'm like, what do you mean? You're way too intense about this. Like, it's funny.
Hey, Owen, laughing on my fucking ass on the floor. Not really.
Like I don't have an agenda. That's what people that don't have truth don't understand. It's like, they're like, why are you doing this? How are you getting lollipops and fancy pants for this? I'm like, I'm not. They're like, then why do it? Dude, I had a guy literally tell me that I married a half Hispanic woman so I could do racial jokes and it was brilliant. I'm like, I love her.
I love you. I fucking love you so much.
And just the wheels keep turning. They're like, oh, question the moon, you're trying to take down brave men. I'm like, dude, it just is weird. How do they get reception? They don't conceive of doing anything for anything other than material. And for that reason, they will literally go to hell. Like, and it's self-inflicted. They're just like, because then they get paranoid. Dude, no one's having more fun than me, and I've been kicked out of fucking everything. And people are good, man. People are a lot better than you think. This world is projecting an image on you guys that isn't real. Like, I hang with my neighbors. We exchange eggs and shit.
If you needed help, I'd literally punch you in the face. Can we be friends?
People are still cool outside of this crazy Black Mirror. Black Mirror, it's literally a show on Netflix. All right, what do you got, Mike?
Since you were in Hollywood, would you ever want to go back to that corrupted lifestyle?
No. That's like being like, hey man, you know how you were just getting raped? Would you ever go back to that?
Joke's on you, I just came in my pants.
What habits and advice helped you in your early career as a comedian?
Be funny. Don't overthink this shit. And that also is the same thing that ruined my career.
I was actually the funniest in my comedy club.
Oh, thank you. By the
No
way,
big deal.
thanks to everybody. You guys have all been so cool to me. Thanks for everybody that listens to my shit. Thank you.